And we're back. All right, let me see if I can get Reno on here. There we go. Invite. Move that down. We'll see if he pops on. We're back, though. Um, Thanks for sticking around and being patient. I know a little bit about this stuff, but sometimes I'm not the best with these devices. I'll tell you that much. So we'll have, hopefully Rhino figures out how to accept the invite, and we can get him on here. And then we can do a little Q&A, talk about our upcoming camp together. We got an upcoming camp down in Lockhart, Texas, just south of Austin. So anyways, we'll try to get him on here, talk a little bit about what we're going to do out there. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be like a camp out, sleepover, if you will, for kids and adults alike. Any moto enthusiasts out there. Cool to see everyone hopping on. Oh, let's see here. We got Rob that requested join. And I don't mind after I get done with this talk with Rhino, because I think he's got a pretty short window to hop on with some of you guys. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Here we go. Accept. There we go.
Yeah, buddy.
Look at that technology.
What's happening?
Hey,
What's
guys.
happening?
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Just got a little lunch meeting here that I got to get to, so I thought I would bust this out. So what's happening, man?
Not a lot. I just figured we'd get on here and tell the people what the plan is, and I kind of been giving them a little bit of story what we're going to do here in November. Have you out to Texas, do a couple days of coaching. I invited you specifically because I do think that we have a very similar outlook on technique and what really matters in sport with safety and things like that. So I'm like, there's only a couple in the game that I feel like understand that. Yeah, I figured if we could both get together, it would just be an action-packed, lots of value for whoever decided to sign up. And I know you've got strong opinions on that, and I agree with 99% of them, I would say, and kind of go the same direction. So I think it'll be fun. I think it's going to be a good one. Whoever comes is going to get a lot of value. I know that.
Yeah, well, I've been teaching this technique for the last 12 years, and I feel the sport was a little bit lost with the technique because it was stuck from the past. New bikes were coming in, these four strokes. There's a new way of riding. If the technical side is going to improve, then the technique side needs to match it, because you can't have one progressing and the other staying still, or you're going to have a bunch of dangerous riders, which we had, especially when you start bringing in the braces and all these things that people were bringing in at that time. And again, if you're not following what the top guys are doing and the top guys are following this technique that we're teaching, then you're missing the mark. You're missing the mark. You're only going to get so far with it, and your lap times and your heart rate monitor is not going to do that, because your speed comes from your technique.
Yeah.
Training just allows you to keep speed for a duration of time. So this is my whole thing, is trying to get people to understand on how to ride these motorcycles in a strong, functional, efficient way, instead of just doing it by the throttle, the clutch, or I hope this is right, and then causing a problem where they have injury, or they never progress farther than a certain point because their technique wouldn't allow it. And I see it all the time. I mean, the plain and simple thing is, I did something, can say, yeah, he's great, but Plessinger, when you watched him at Straight Rhythm, I mean, his jumping technique just slowed the bike down. And, you can say, yeah, Rhino, you know what you're talking about, but just watch it and you'll see. It was backwards, and that is a problem. Is he great? Can he win a race? Can he win a supercross? 100%. But everybody can improve. And when you think that you can't improve, well, then that's when you have stopped progressing and you'll become stale. And so this is what I want to bring to, again, what we're trying to bring to the masses of the sport, is to ride these motorcycles correctly. Because if you don't, they become very dangerous,
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm still up in Minnesota. Actually, I had a camp over the weekend, and I was telling the guys, there's a point where it's like, because I understand the lap time, the heart rate, the physical side of it, which you do too, right? That was part of that was part of what you sold yourself on, right? Was being that guy, in a sense, or at least that's what I think people recognize you from, is being that hardcore, really fit guy. But I think for the masses, most people don't understand. It's like, you can train off the bike, and that's not going to technique, but your technique can be fitness, right? So why not ride, focus on some specific drills or whatever it may be? You're still going to get more fit within that, and of course you need to do off the bike training, right? You need to supplement it with some strength training and some yoga and some different things that's going to make your body function better and just make you safer and stronger. But if you're going to pick one, focus on technique. It's going to help you become more fit for the riding, and you're going to use the correct muscles, right? I think when I'm watching riders, 90% of the time, the right muscles are turned off, and they're using the wrong muscles and developing the wrong muscles. And so, okay, if we're developing the wrong muscles, we're ultimately putting ourselves in a pretty bad spot down the road. And another thing is like for the first time, and I was telling I had a couple of kids yesterday. I was like, and I was talking to the parents because a lot of times when I do these camps, I'm like, parents, come over here and stand because you're part of the team. And I get 90% of my clients say, well, he won't listen to me. And I say, well, it's because he doesn't trust you. And I don't know where you're getting your information from. You're probably telling him things that he can't do and or it's unsafe to do, or you're telling him to jump a jump that he doesn't feel comfortable doing. And it all comes back not comfortable on the bike, right? And so, build trust by building technique together. And then, yeah, you can help him. You can hold him accountable as coach, but build trust. So, anyways, there's a couple conversations along the lines like that, and it's nonstop, right? But the further I get along, and the more and more it's so clear and evident that this sport has never had, up until you, I will say, has never had anyone focusing on that part, and it is the part. It is it. It gets out there. I wanted you to come down and just, if you weren't able to see these people, I wanted you to come down and see these people and kind of put a little icing on the cake down here too.
And really, the only thing that I go about, and the only thing that I'm teaching people and expressing is from experience.
Yep.
Because the way I did it was the way everybody's doing it is just train harder than anybody and you'll win. Well, that's not the case, because other people that didn't train as hard as me beat me because they were more technically sound. Once I stopped racing for a check, well, then all this information, this knowledge, I don't know what happened, but just got downloaded with this new technique that I just started sharing with everybody, and I was working on it. And when I started practicing it myself, I was like, holy shit. The problem with everybody is that they're telling you what to do. They're not telling you how to do it. That's completely different. Anybody can tell you what to do. Not too many people can break it down and tell you how to do it. So that's all we're bringing, and where we can tell people how to do it instead of just telling them everybody what to do. And I'm teaching through experience, through the ways that from my greatness and also from my weakness, and being able to hit both sides of that. And most coaches or most trainers can't ever talk about their weaknesses. Their ego's too big. They're too proud of themselves. I will tell you all my weaknesses before I tell you my strengths, because that's going to help you more. And so, if we can get down to Texas and we can help some more people, then, my life is good. And that's all, I truly want to do now. I don't ride motorcycles anymore. And I just like to share what I was gifted with, and that was a talent to ride a motorcycle and the ability to express it, explain it, and get it across to people in a very simple way that we make better, safer riders out there. And so let's make this happen, man.
Yeah, and that's kind of, if I bring Rhino, I'm like, do you think you could coach on his level? A lot of our coaching methods are similar, and I think it all comes down to understanding the steps that it takes to implement good technique, right? Because there is good technique, and then there's a formula to build it, right? Like anything else, you start with your footwork, move up, whatever the case may be. But I said to this guy, I'm like, hey, there's something that I don't have that he has, that I think is extremely valuable, and that's experience. He's experienced the sport in a much different way than I have, and things like injuries and things like healing the body and the mind. I just don't have the experience. I don't want the injury. I don't want that experience necessarily. But there's
No, you don't.
There's definitely things that that experience you can't teach it unless you've lived it. And I think that's a big misconception because we've got some people in the sport like the Colleens of the world, like the Big Jameses of the world, where it's like, well, you don't necessarily have to be good at it. Teach it, and I do agree with that at some level, but some pieces of it, especially at the high level, I feel like you have to have lived it to really portray that message in a confidence-inspiring way, which
yeah. And again, that level of, you can tell them what to do, but you can't tell them how to do it, is with the names that you just mentioned. And again, telling you how to do it, that comes from knowledge. Knowledge is learned from somebody else. Telling you what to do, telling you how to do it, that comes from experience. And that's the deepest level of knowledge, and that's called wisdom. And the only way to get experience is by doing it yourself. So two different levels, yeah, they can tell you what to do, but to that bottom, that minute level of telling you how to do it, well, that's a whole different story. So but yeah, I mean, these guys get the just. If you're not really getting what we're talking about, then you're kind of missing the point, and you're never going to get to the point you want to get to in motocross, as being a fast racer or even just a consistent racer, no matter what the age or your idea is of it. So, but for me, I get a lot of people that just have deaf ears. But for me, I don't ever stop talking. I keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and that's all I've done for the last 12 years. And as you see, the whole sport change. I changed the whole sport in the way everybody rides. You don't see many neck braces anymore. All these things are going, and it isn't because I'm pulling something out of my ass. I'm just speaking logically.
Yeah.
It's logical thinking. It's a logical approach, and usually logical is simplistic. But people can't think that something simple can be so true. It has to be so dynamic or so confusing to be true. No, 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 no. The wisdom comes from simplicity, and that's what we're trying to get at, is a simple approach, so everybody can have, I guess, more understanding of it.
Yeah, 100%. And real quick, I know you got to go pretty quick, but how's the healing coming along? I
Yeah.
know you had a little mishap there. Are you doing okay?
Yeah, life likes to test me, and I guess life just showing everybody how strong they truly can be through me, from hurting me. It's like, shit, the body can really be that strong. All right, well, let's damage Ryan and give everybody an idea how strong they can be. Nah, just shit happens, and I just wipe my hands and move on. You know what I mean? And like I say, it is what it is, but healing's coming good, ankle's good, neck's better. Of course, still have a little bit of residual stuff, but it's only just been over a month, and we're chipping away at it. But we got, I do everything. I can do whatever. I can work out. I can do yoga, but just kind of taking it a little bit easier now. But it's good. I'm happy.
Are you coaching? Do you have a group of riders that you're coaching out there in California, or what's your current schedule like? Or I know I see you coaching that one guy a bunch, the dude on the Honda there that rips around pretty good. Is that he like your main?
Noah. Yeah, I got a couple kids. I got Noah, Vinny. I got Parker Ross. I have this new kid that I'm bringing up from Montana, which I think is going to be really good in another year. And then, a couple people here and there that come in and out. And then I just do private stuff. Like today, I did a private stuff with just two guys. One guy that's kind of intermediate, not even that, novice, and another guy never rode a motorcycle ever in his life. And did I go, oh my God, I'm too good for that? Oh, too cool for school? No, I took this guy and said, man, perfect. You're the smartest man I've met. It's actually, you're learning how to ride before you ride this motorcycle, so then you don't ever have to break bad habits. You're learning to ride it correctly from the get-go. And so, I did that. So again, I just mix it around because, it doesn't matter who I'm coaching. It matters if I'm coaching. It doesn't matter who I'm talking to. It matters if I'm sharing. Those are the two, kind of food for me, I guess.
Yeah, and I didn't tell you, so I have two businesses kind of that I run simultaneously. I have a Learn to Ride business, which is a brand new rider program where we rent the bikes and the gear and kind of teach them the proper way off the start. We're running a camp simultaneously with that program too, so you'll get to kind of see that go down while you're in town. That 18, 19
Cool.
that we're going to do the camp, we'll have some new riders learning to ride while we're helping the other guys. So it'll be cool. It'll be fun, and everyone's going to camp out there for the most part. So.
Nice.
Be a good time. But anyways, man, I don't want to keep you
Okay.
long. We'll be in touch. I'll give you a shout over the details and all that stuff here in the next week or so. We got a few weeks, so we're good. But keep that healing train moving forward and keep
Yeah,
doing.
buddy.
We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thanks for bringing me on. Thanks for wanting me to come out there. All the people that I see join and seeing little comments. Awesome, you guys. Thank you for all the support, and hope to see you guys in Texas. And let's get to some working.
Heck yeah, man. I appreciate it again. We'll talk with you soon, Rhino.
All right, buddy. You guys take care.
Bye, buddy. See you.
Thanks. See ya.